Zone, a two-run shot. Good evening, softball fans, and welcome live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network here on YouTube.com, as well as the IHSA Champions Network here from beautiful Raider Field in Selma, Indiana. We have Lady Raiders softball coming your way here this evening, and MEC Conference action tonight as we welcome in the 2-6 Randolph Southern Rebels. Also coming into this evening's ball game with a current record of 1-4 in MEC Conference play. They take on your 2-11 Wapahani Raiders here tonight, also currently 1-4 in MEC Conference play. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll get right into things here this evening with our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Henry Community Health Director of Sports Medicine, Tony Cox, a proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network. Been a little bit since we've been out here at the softball field. Really haven't had an opportunity to do a whole lot of games in general. I think we've done right around 4, maybe 5 baseball games. I think 2 or 3 softball games. So doing what we can. But glad to be back out here tonight broadcasting some Lady Raider softball in which, looking for win number 3 on the season. Our last time out, I think that these girls, are really starting to progress, I think, in the right direction. Yes, the wins and losses, they are what they are, but that doesn't necessarily mean, that we have a bad team or we stink. Sometimes just it doesn't work out. It is what it is. But nonetheless, I think that it's important that that the girls continue to go out here this evening and really continue to put their best foot forward. This is a conference game; it's a home game. You want to play at your very best, any ball game, but especially at home, and especially being a conference game here tonight. So. Hopefully we'll get a great pitching performance here tonight from senior Zoe Koger. Good timely hitting 1 through 9 throughout the lineup. Good defense, good base running, and hopefully at the end of it here, we'll be victorious here for win number 3 on the season. So, we'll see what happens here tonight, but we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you guys enjoy the broadcast here tonight. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick break. And we'll be back here with tonight's starting lineup coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network, as it is just about time here for tonight's starting lineups here this evening. Again, 2-6 and MEC 1-4 Randolph Southern Lady Rebels taking on your 2-11 and MEC 1-4 Wapahani Lady Raiders here tonight. And so we'll go ahead and take a look here at tonight's Air Park Door starting lineup. First for the visiting Randolph Southern Rebels. Leading off and playing first base, number 12, Aubrey Mogul. Batting second and playing third base, Number 27, Darcy Cox. Batting third and pitching, number 10, Madison Wolfel. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, number 11, Haven Berger. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 24, Abigail White. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 32, Memphis Miller. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 20, Kiana York. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 15, Mackenzie Collins. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 22, Riley Hutchins. Again, Randolph Southern is coached by Mo Dalzell. So again, that is tonight's Air Park Door starting lineup there for the visiting Randolph Southern Rebels. Now we'll switch gears over here to the other side here for your Wapahani Lady Raiders again with tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Air Park Door. Leading things off here for Wapahani, playing shortstop, number 10, Taylor Weller. Batting second and pitching, number 1, Zoe Koger. Batting third and catching, number 23, Lindy Lovegrove. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 56, Sydney Tomey. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 3, Kendall Smith. In the sixth spot, that is the right fielder, number 16, Malia Simpson. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 15, Lily Kirkland. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 2, Kendall Carpenter. Then batting ninth and playing center field, number 4, Claire Merle. Again, your Raiders are coached by Tom Noble, assisted by Tyler Parks and Ashton Painter. Folks, we'll step aside here for tonight's national anthem, and we'll be back with tonight's first pitch here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Three and one. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left center field. And gone! Quentin James. It's Kayla Harold for battling in this bat so far. The 1-2 pitch. Gets her swinging for strike 3. A job well done by Zoe Koger getting the strikeout. All right, welcome back again here, softball fans, live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. We'll take a look here at tonight's East Jackson Auto Sales defensive alignment here for Wapahani tonight. Out in left field, that is Kendall Carpenter. In center is Claire Merle. Over in right, Malia Simpson. Around the horn here in the infield, we have Ethan Bragg. Ethan Bragg, what the heck's he doing on that screen? We have Lily Kirkland at third base. Over at shortstop, we have Taylor Weller. At second base, Kendall Smith. And at first base, Sydney Tomey. And then our battery mates here, we have Zoe Koger on the mound with Lindy Lovegrove hanging the signs behind home plate. So apologize there for Lily. I'm not quite sure how Ethan's picture got on there. Nonetheless, we are ready for softball here tonight. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Randolph Southern coming into this evening's game at 2-6. So they have played 5 less games than what Wapahani has. And so, yeah, we'll see how things go here tonight. As tonight's first pitch will be fouled off out of play, 0-1, as tonight's game officially underway here at 5:06 p.m. here on this Thursday, May the 7th of 2026. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. So quickly, 0-2. Aubrey Mogul as Koger Rocks back. Here's the pitch. Slow roller down the third base line. That will get foul. So the count will stay put here at 0-2. Again, it's Aubrey Mogul and then Darcy Cox and Madison Wolfel. The first three there in the lineup there for Randolph Southern. Here's the 0-2 once again. Goodbye. So Koger, Lovegrove dropped it there at the last second. So the at-bat will continue on. So still 0-2 the count. Koger back on the rubber. The windup, here's the pitch. There she'll get her swinging this time around. So down goes Mogul there with out number one here of the ball game with a strikeout there from Koger. And that will now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Darcy Cox. Koger will get her signs here from Lovegrove. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for ball number one. Here's the 1-0 offering. And that's going to be a line out right to the hand of the first baseman, Sydney Tomey. A heck of a nice snag right there by Sydney. So 2 up, 2 down to begin tonight's ball game. And that will bring up the pitcher, number 10, Madison Wolfel. So that will miss for ball one. 1-0 the count. Again, the first two have been set down. One by a strikeout, then the other a line out. Here's the 1-0 offering. And up down the third base line, foul. So an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike here on Madison Wolfel. Strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Wolfel. The pitch from Koger popped up. There's the third baseman, Lily Kirkland, to take things. And that will end the top half of this first inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll head here to the bottom half. Scoreless. Here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
The moments we live for, we celebrate, we must protect. This is what the IHSAA Foundation does every day. By providing scholarships to student athletes, developing coaches and athletic directors, recruiting and retaining high school officials, and awarding grants to IHSAA member schools, we can protect the future of high school sports for the next generation of Hoosiers. Will you join us? We need your help on our team. Donate today at ihsaafoundation.org.
All right, folks, welcome back here with our Taylor Architects, Inc. game break as we enter the home half of the first inning here tonight. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in and spending your Thursday evening here with us. The Raider baseball team is also in action tonight here at home. They're actually currently taking on the Delta Eagles here tonight. I got good buddy of ours, Colby Blanche, supposed to be giving me some updates later on. So whenever I get some updates on the game, we'll make sure and relay that information to all you fine folks out there in Raider country. All right, folks, welcome back here. We apologize. We was having some audio issues. Well, first we had some video issues, and then it went from that to the audio. So we had the video fixed, thankfully. So we'll have Taylor Weller that led off the ball game here with a leadoff triple. So 1-0 the count to begin things here on Zoe Koger. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That will miss inside for ball two. A great count to hit in right here if you're Koger. Here's the 2-0. And that will miss for ball three. Then you have Lindy Lovegrove waiting on deck. Sydney Tomey in the hole. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Here's the 3-1. And that pitch will miss inside for a walk to Zoe Koger. So Zoe will make her way down to first base. So with runners on the corners to begin the ball game here for the Raiders, we'll have the catcher, 23, Lindy Lovegrove, now at the plate. She's had a really nice, strong freshman season so far. And that is in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. There is Zoe Koger will take second base. So 2 out there in scoring position right here. And that is a called strike, too. So for obvious reasons, anything close, Lovegrove's got to find a way to put the bat on the ball right here. Here's the 0-2 offering. Yeah, that's going to be fouled off out of play. And the count will remain at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Ballful here with the windup. Here's the pitch. Popped up behind home plate and foul. Lindy trying to battle through this bat right here. It would be big time if she can find a way to come up clutch and hopefully get both runners on home right here, right now. Here's the 0-2 to Lovegrove. So fouled off again as she will continue try to find her way aboard here in her first at bat here of the evening. Again, you had the leadoff triple there by Taylor Weller, and then the walk to Zoe Koger, advanced on the second there on the stolen base. Popped up once again back here to the backstop foul. About the sixth pitch of the at-bat now. Once again, the 0-2. That was laced down the left field line, but another one foul. Tell you what, if she straightens that one out, that will be an easy 2 runs. Here's the 0-2 once again. And another one fouled off. And we shall continue on here. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, you got to give Lindy some credit right here. Definitely not afraid to swing the bat. Obviously, anything close. She's just trying to continue to bat, and hopefully the pitcher will make a mistake and she can get something she can drive right here. Find some open real estate out there. Popped up again, foul and out of play. That pitch low and inside. That's some great recognition, especially considering Waffles just been pumping strikes in there. Be able to lay off with that one, low one inside right there. 1-2 pitch. And another one fouled out of play. So again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I believe we're up to about 10 pitches now in the at-bat. Another one fouled off. Again, you have Weller down at third, Koger at second. Here's the pitch. Oh, look at that at bat right there. That's about as good as it gets right there, folks. That's going to be a 2 RBI double for freshman Lindy Lovegrove. Oh, heck yes. Fine piece of hitting. Second hit here of the inning. That will give Wapahani a 2-0 lead just like that. So Kersey runner now out at second base. That'll be number 7, Emily Manning. So now the first baseman, number 56, Sydney Tomey, now at the plate. And great to see the Raiders strike first here tonight. Hopefully that's 2 of many, many more runs here from Wapahani. So 1-0 the count to begin things here on Tomey. Again, a big thank you to our game sponsor here tonight, Next Home Elite Real Estate Realtor Austin Rich. That pitch will sail high now. 2 balls and no strikes. So still a great count to hit in right here if you're Sydney. Obviously, I would imagine she'll let this one go by. And that one's in there for a called strike. So yet again, I think you've got to be looking right down the middle. Anything else might just let that one go right on by. So 3 balls and a strike. The pitch. That's going to sail high for ball 4. So the second walk now of the inning issued there by Walful. So Tomey's at first. Emily Manning, the courtesy runner there for Lindy Lovegrove at second. And now the second baseman, number 3, Kendall Smith at the plate. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Nothing, and 1 the count here on Kendall Smith. And, we talked about, in a couple games that we've done, how still, how young this team is, but the way that the freshman, has continued to make an impact and, and blended in essentially seamlessly with, some of these upperclassmen, I think says a lot about what they have, but what they will continue to have for many years to come out here. Taylor Weller, able to get on base the way she did, having that leadoff triple. Obviously, Lovegrove, great at bat so far here from Kendall Smith. Lily Kirkland. It's nice seeing these freshmen come in here and making an impact on the game so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up, foul, and out of play. So we're going to redo it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul down the third base line. Smith will step back in there. Walful back on the rubber. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul. Here's a 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So down goes Smith. Strikes there for out number 1 of the inning. So now the right fielder, number 16, Malia Simpson, will step in. And still with a golden opportunity right here. Runners at second and third. Base hit. More than likely scores 2 right here. Swung on and missed. Nothing and 1 the count here on Malia. Simpson will go down swinging for out number 2. So 2 down here in the inning. And Lily Kirkland, third baseman here for the Lady Raiders, at the plate. Ball low and inside again. As I just mentioned already, still a golden opportunity right here. Already scored 2, threatening for more. Let's see if Kirkland can extend the inning right here. And a bad throw home will not be in time. So again, a bad throw from the catcher back to the pitcher. I don't know if the pitcher just wasn't paying attention or what happened there. But the Raiders end up plating a run, and that's all that matters. So you'll take them any way you can get them. And the shortstop on the first, not in time, and that ball gets by. Kirkland will make her way to second base. You know, another great example of just putting the ball in play and trying to make something happen. Excellent job right there by Lily Kirkland. And that will get another run home to now make this a 4-0 Wapahani lead. So E6, that'll be the second error now of the inning. If you also add in that throw from the catcher back to the pitcher. So Carpenter will make her way on down to first base after being hit by a pitch. So now first and second, still 2 on right here now, 2 out. You have Claire Merle at the plate. She can swing the bat. That pitch high right there for ball 1. Again, here's the Raiders looking to continue the inning here. That pitch low for ball 2. That's what we've continued to see, you know, on a pretty regular basis right here. You know, these girls really making the pitcher work. And that one's going to get by the catcher, so both runners will move up a base. It'll be 3-0 the count now on Claire. I doubt that Claire has the green light right here, but we'll see. 3-0 the count. Runners at second and third. And that pitch a call to strike. Now 3-1. Chew. And there for a called strike, too. All right, so now anything close yet again. Got to find a way to put the bat on the ball here. Payoff pitch. Popped up, foul, and out of play. And this will be 7th pitch of the at-bat here for Claire. Looking to extend the inning and hopefully potentially put a couple more runs up on the board. 4-0 lead here for the Raiders. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be high for ball 4. So a great at-bat there by Claire Merle. So now back to top of the order right here, and that's the shortstop, number 10, Taylor Weller. She led off the ball game with a triple. And a deep fly ball down the left field line. That's going to get by the left fielder. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Here comes Merle on home, and she'll score as well. And that will be a 3 RBI double for Taylor Weller. As the Raiders keep on keeping on here in this bottom half of the first inning and lead it 7-0. What an outstanding start here for the Raiders. So Koger steps in now, 1-0 the count. Taylor Weller out at second base. Fly ball there in the deep center and over the head there of the center fielder. Koger will make her way into second base. That will be another RBI, and it'll be another RBI double here for Zoe Koger. So she just changed places right there with Taylor Weller. She'll score there on the double. 8-0 lead now. Got to be honest with you, I'm very surprised that nobody's came out to have a chat with the pitcher. You know, at least just to kind of break up the monotony a little bit. But hey, you know, I mean, from Wapahani's standpoint, that's great. So 0-1 the count here on the catcher, Lindy Lovegrove. If you remember correctly, seems like it was 30 minutes ago, Lindy Lovegrove extended that lengthy at bat. She was in the hole at 0-2, much like she is right now. and ended up coming up with a big 2 RBI double to begin the scoring here tonight for the Raiders here in this first inning. So we'll see what Lindy can string together here in this at bat. See if she can put together about another 12 to 13 pitch at bat right here. That one fouled off. Get an 8-0 lead to begin the ball game here for the Raiders. Here's the pitch. Fouled off down the third base side and out of play. So already now the 5th pitch of the at-bat coming up. So another RBI right here for Lindy Lovegrove. So 9-0 now. Sydney Tomey now at the plate. All right, so that'll be the third out here of the inning. We're going to head now to the top of the second. Wapahani 9, Randolph Southern 0 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
A licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Top of the second inning, as we're going to lead things off here in this second inning with the second baseman, number 11, Haven Berger, as it's quickly 0-1 the count. Swung on and missed, strike 2. One down here in the inning. Berger goes down right there for out number 1. Abigail White at the plate. In there for a called strike. So 5-3 put away there of Abigail White. And now we'll have the catcher, number 32, Memphis Miller, at the plate. And that's a ball, 1-0 the count. So we begin things here on Miller. Ball and 1 strike. So 2-1 here on Miller. Koger with the pitch. And that will fall in there. A little bloop shot there in the right field. So first hit of the evening here for Randolph Southern, as Miller will be in there at first base. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 20, Kiana York. Swung on and missed, nothing, and 1 the count here on York. So no balls and 2 strikes. And runner at first base. Chop foul. Strike 3 looking right there to end the inning. So again, the Raiders set them down right here, as they do allow, Koger does allow 1 hit, nothing to show for, as Randolph Southern gets no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom half of the second inning we go. 9-0 Wapahani here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network. 1-0 the count to begin things here on Malia Simpson. Or, Sydney Tomey. Then it's Kendall Smith, then Malia Simpson. Third down, the first will be in time for out number 1, so a 6-3 put away. So the second baseman, number 3, Kendall Smith, now at the plate. So 1-0 the count here on Kendall. Trying to make some corrections. I was trying to figure out, I know my lovely wife is watching tonight and was saying that there was some static with our broadcast, which I am not sure how in the world it happened. But because everything on our end sounds perfectly fine. I can hear myself nice, loud, and clear, no static whatsoever. But there was some sort of static here on our broadcast. So we've been trying to figure that out. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. Really haven't done anything. But hopefully it's working a little bit better now, and you don't hear any kind of static. Again, we do have other equipment up here, so I don't know if you're just potentially might be getting some feedback from that, which that very well could be the case with all these different electronics going on, and it's in a close proximity, so that could be the case. But I tried moving things around here a little bit, and hopefully things are a little bit better now, and it doesn't sound like garbage. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count here on Kendall Smith. Again, Malia Simpson waiting on deck. Pitch low for ball 2. That pitch fouled off. So 2-2 still the count here on Smith. Again, an update here with the Raider baseball game. They're taking on Delta tonight. Delta is beating Wapahani 3-0. What inning was that in? Bottom of the third. So 3-2 full count now on Kendall Smith. Fouled off there on the right side. So again, the count's still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Kendall Smith. Fly ball deep center field, and the center fielder is there to make the catch for the second out here in the inning. Still a darn good at bat there from Kendall. So now the right fielder, number 16, Malia Simpson, at the plate. So 2-0 the count here on Malia. Here's the wind-up and a pitch. And lace right back up the middle. That's a nice piece of hitting right there by Malia. So that is now the 6th hit of the night here for Wapahani. Malia down at first base, and the third baseman, number 15, Lily Kirkland, at the plate. That pitch low for ball 1. Let's see if Wapahani has a little 2-out magic right here. They already lead 9-0. And right into the webbing of the shortstop's glove for out number 3. A well hit ball right there by Kirkland, but just right into the mitt right there. So nonetheless, the Raiders do get a hit. Nothing will come of it though. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left We will head here to the top of the third inning here for beautiful Raider Field. Wapahani 9, Randolph Southern 0 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. So 0-1 the count to lead things off here in this visiting half, the third inning here with the center fielder Mackenzie Collins. Swung on and missed. So quickly 0-2 the count here on Collins. We have 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here in the visiting half, the third inning. Koger with a pitch. Popped up and foul and out of play. Again, a defensive change here for the Lady Raiders. Now out in right field is Bailey Clapper. She's replacing Malia Simpson. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, right down Broadway. Pull the chainsaw for strike 3. That's a nice looking pitch right there from Koger. So one down here in the inning. The left fielder, number 22, Riley Hutchins, at the plate. 4 strikeouts now in the night here for Koger through the first 8 batters. 1-0 the count to begin things here on Hutchins. And following her will be to the top of the order there, and Aubrey Mogul. Swung on and missed. Even count here of a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Strike 3, another one looking right there. So 2 down now in the inning. And through the first time of the order right there, Zoe Koger sent down 5 of the 9 hitters. That right there is getting it done. So Aubrey Mogul now to plate. 0 for 1 here on the night. She struck out swinging there in the first inning. Swung on and missed. 0-1 here on Mogul. Called strike 2. So again, quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and a pitch. Chop here to the first base side. Tossed on the first in time. The 4-3 put away. And again, Koger and the Raiders quickly erase the Rebels here in this visiting half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Again, the Raiders with a 9-0 lead. Here as we head to the bottom half of the third here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly, 0-1 the count. You only did miss one pitch. And that is Kendall Carpenter here at the plate here for your Lady Raiders. Again, was hit by a pitch there in the first inning. Also scored a run. And that pitch low in the dirt for ball one. Again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight. Again, spending your Thursday evening here with us. I know a lot of you could probably be doing other things, but means a lot to us to have your support, not only for us, but more importantly, these young ladies out here on the field, they're working hard, trying to do the very best they can each and every single ball game or even in practice. So right now we're seeing the Lady Raiders reap the benefits of all the hard work they've continued to put in all season long so far. And it's really all kind of coming together here tonight so far, but still got a little ways to go right here. I mean, you're up 9-0, but last thing you want to do is start getting complacent. We've still got to get after it, and I think that we'll continue to see that throughout the evening here. So Carpenter will strike out, swing and air for the first out here of the home half, third inning. And now we'll have the center fielder, number 4, Claire Merle, at the plate. She drew a walk there in the first inning. Again, that was a 9-run first inning, may I add. And I believe, 7 of those, I think, were with 2 out. Now pop up right there to the shortstop for out number 2. So with 2 down, that's going to bring the top of the order back up to the plate, and that's shortstop, number 10, Taylor Weller. Weller has had a outstanding start to her evening. 2 for 2 with a triple, a double, and an RBI. And that throw get by the first baseman. Weller was going to be safe anyway. So give that a hit and then an error on the throw to advance her to second base. So 7th hit of the night for the Raiders. 3rd error of the game for Randolph Southern. That one fouled back quickly, 0-1 here on the Raiders. Pitcher number 1, Zoe Koger. Koger also with a fantastic start so far. Drew a walk there in the first inning, and then also later on in the first inning, doubled and collected an RBI. So Weller will slide in there safely at third base. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one is laced right by the third baseman, and that will score another run right there. Koger just tees off on that one. So 8th hit of the night, make this a 10-0 Raider lead. Fine piece of hitting there from Koger. Great job there by Weller. Again, putting the ball in play, getting the hit, then able to get in the scoring position, then the stolen base there at third. Just, again, the old adage of get them on, get them over, get them in, and that's what we've done so far here in this inning. So 0-1 the count here on Lindy Lovegrove. Another one that's had a great start to the ball game here tonight. Ironically enough, all 3 plate appearances, she started the at-bat 0-2. And both at-bats have resulted in RBIs. Her first at-bat was a 2 RBI double, and then she had an RBI single also there in the first inning. That pitch low and inside there for ball 1 as Koger will move up to second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lovegrove at the plate. Koger at second. The pitch. That's low and in again, and Koger will go ahead and take third base there on the pass ball. now the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Two balls, two strikes. The pitch. Ground ball to third baseman. And that's not going to be in time. So an error there on the third baseman. Plates another run. Again, could have got her right there, but again fumbled the ball. Had the ball in her glove. Went to pick it up. Just kind of mishandled it. Next thing you know, another run scores and another error here for Randolph Southern. Now Sydney Tomey at the plate. Ground ball here, the shortstop. She'll toss on the second, and that will be in time to end the inning for a 6-4 put away. But the Raiders get two more runs here in this bottom half of the third inning. A lead at 11-0 after the end of three. Stick around for your top of the fourth inning coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with your top of the fourth inning. And a line shot there in the center field, and that will get down in there for a hit. Second hit now of the night here for Randolph Southern, and that will come off the bat there of Darcy Cox. So Cox down at first, and the pitcher, number 10, Madison Wolfel, at the plate. Looking to help herself right here. And that will miss, I'm assuming, upstairs. So 1-0 the count. That catches the outside corner. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Cox at first. Getting the lead off the top of the fourth inning here with the Raiders on top here by 11. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Again, Koger and the Raiders trying to keep the score exactly where it is and hopefully can tack on some more here in the home half of the fourth inning. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Koger will strike out her counterpart for out number 1. Haven Berger now stands in. So 6 strikeouts so far tonight here for Zoe Koger. Take off there for second base. Lovegrove couldn't quite find that ball. So 1-0 to begin things as Cox will take second base on the wild pitch. So again, you have a player in scoring position out there at second base. That one rolled up there. Throw down to third will not be in time. Now 2-0 the count. Here's the 2-0. That one's going to be fouled off. So 2 balls and 1 strike here on Berger. Following her will be Abigail White. Ideally right here, if you're Koger, I mean, yes, you want to get an out nonetheless, but a strikeout would be extremely beneficial, because then they're not having to put the ball in play, and then you're just an out away from getting out of the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Berger. Here's the pitch. Popped up, foul ground, and Tomey won't get there, but great hustle nonetheless. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And here's the 2-2 offering from Koger. That will miss low for ball 3. So now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Berger. Again, you have Cox at third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. That's going to be in the glove there of the pitcher, Koger. But Randolph Southern will play to run to make this now a 11-1 ball game. So 1-3 for the second out. Again, the RBI there for Berger. And the shortstop, number 24, Abigail White, now at the plate with 2 away here in the inning. Ground ball. Oh, way to fill your position right there, Zoe Koger. So she gets the final 2 outs in the inning. 1-3 put away for the 3rd and final out. But again, Randolph Southern does play to run here in the inning. 1 run on a hit. Also no errors and nobody left on. We will head now to the home half of the 4th. Wapahani 11, Randolph Southern 1, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, welcome back here, folks. Bottom half of the 4th inning. We're going to lead things off here with the Raiders' second baseman, number 3, Kendall Smith. One ball, no strikes here on Smith. Popped up, foul, and out of play. So an even count of a ball and a strike. Smith so far 0 for 2. And she'll change her fortunes this time around. That'll be a leadoff double right there for Smith. Nice piece of hitting and great hustle right there as well. So Smith at second base, 1 for 3 day now for her. And now we'll have the right fielder, number 8, Bailey Clapper, at the plate. So 0-1 the count here on Bailey. Getting her first plate appearance here of the evening. That pitch high and in. So 1-1 your count. You have Lily Kirkland on deck, then Kendall Carpenter to follow her. That is in there for a called strike 2. So again, now you've got a battle with 2. If you're Bailey Clapper, you can find some real estate out there. Here's a 1-2 offering. Skips that one in there for ball 2. Wolfel here with a windup and a pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3 there for Clapper, so she'll go down swinging for out number 1 here in the inning. And now we'll have, looks like a pinch hitter, Lila Chambers at the plate.
Now pitching the Raiders number 22, Lila Chambers.
So 1-0 the count here on Chambers. And you have Smith at second base. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. One ball, one strike here on Lila. Kendall on deck, the pitch. Choo. Called strike 2. First baseman unable to make the catch. So again, the count here at a ball and 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. So 2 down now in the inning. And the left fielder, number 2, Kendall Carpenter, will now stand in. And you have Kendall Smith at the plate, or out there at second base. Kendall Carpenter at the plate. Again, still here with a good opportunity to cash in, at least plate one more run. Popped up, foul ground there on the first base side. Nobody can get to it there in time. So 0-1 to begin things here on Kendall. So he reached base there in the first inning. Was hit by a pitch, also scored a run. Her last time up, she struck out swinging, so 1 for 2 here on the night.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and Garrett struck out. There's 2 outs.
So 1 ball and 1 strike now as Smith advances now to third base there on the wild pitch. And here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed strike 2. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be chopped foul there to the third base side. So we will go ahead and redo it again here at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Wolfel. Ground ball, and that's going to get through the left side of the infield. Again, went under the glove of the third baseman. So another error right there will cost them another run to make this a 12-1 lead. That was a good job again there by Carpenter. You know, again, putting the ball in play. You know, as I mentioned earlier, you know, you've got to put the ball in play. Try to do what you can to make things happen, and that's what we've continued to see here tonight from the Raiders. So a solid job right there to get the run home and to continue the inning right here. And quickly 0-2 here on Merle. So ball one right there, 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Merle. Going to update there on the Raider baseball game. Again, the Raiders now down 3-1 in the bottom half of the, was it the 4th inning? Bottom half of the 4th inning. And the Raiders still have them loaded. Bases loaded, 2 out. So the Raiders are still threatening over there from Brian J. Dudley Field. Here's the 2-2. Oh, strike 3 called on Merle, so she will go down looking for the 3rd and final out of the inning. But Wapahani does play another run here in the home half of the 4th inning as they lead it 12-1 as we head to the top of the 5th. Stick around here with us here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back here. We're just about set here for the top of the 5th inning. And, again, if the Raiders can get these 3 outs right here without allowing at least 2 runs, then the Raiders will win this one in 5 innings here tonight, which would be beneficial. I know we are supposed to potentially get some rain this evening. Again, I'm not quite sure when that rain is supposed to be here. I know earlier when I was looking at the radar again earlier this afternoon, they said around like 6:30, 6:45, which obviously we're nearly reaching that point here in the evening. But, hopefully we can get this game over with. We can claim victory and improve to 3-11 on the season. Also a couple wins here in MEC conference play, hopefully. So got 3 more outs to get, though. We're going to lead things off here. Memphis Miller at the plate. That's going to be chopped foul. So an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike here on Miller. Following her is Kiana York and then Mackenzie Collins. So they've got 6, 7, 8 hitters due up. That pitch low. So 3-1 the count here on Memphis Miller. Koger has a little bit of work to do right here in this AB. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Okay, I just now noticed that. Thank you, Brayson. We do have a new pitcher here. Kendall Smith is now pitching here for the Raiders. So Zoe Koger's down at third base. I didn't even recognize that. I've been sitting here talking and everything else and didn't even realize that we did change pitchers. So that will be ball 4. So again, Smith on in relief there of Koger. Got Kiana York now at the plate. So 0-1 the count here on York. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Now the 0-2 offering, strike three swinging for out number one here in the visiting half, the fifth. So now that will bring up the center fielder, number 15, Mackenzie Collins. Again, 0 for 1 so far on the evening. Struck out looking back in the third. That pitch low for ball one. Smith gathers herself right here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. The third down to first will not be in time. So 2-0 the count here on Collins. Very favorable situation there for her. Hopefully Smith can come back and find a way to get this out and hopefully get the next two outs rather quickly here. That pitch will sail high and away for ball three. Here's a 3-0 offering, and that will be a 4-pitch walk there to Collins.
Not batting, Riley Hutchins.
So a couple of walks here in the inning. We'll put them at first and second, and the left fielder, number 22, Riley Hutchins, now at the plate. And another one low in the dirt. Now both runners will move up. So 1-0 the count. Okay, so the mound visit over with. Again, it was just a little chat there between head coach Tom Noble and pitcher Kendall Smith and the rest of the infield right there. I'm sure that was probably more along the lines of just go out there, attack the zone. Gotta have strikes. So nothing, or 1-0, now 1-1 the count. After Hutchins will come up empty on that swing. Again, a big thanks to our game sponsor here tonight, Next Home Elite Real Estate Realtor Austin Rich. Again, presenting tonight's ball game here on the WHS Network. As that pitch will sail low and away for ball two. So 2-1, runners at second and third, only one out. Swung on, and that's going to get by the catcher, so one run will score. Here's the 2-2. Strike three looking for out number two here in the inning. So with two down, we'll bring to the top of the order right here. That's the first baseman, number 12, Aubrey Mogul. Mogul 0 for 2 on the night, struck out swinging back in the first inning and then grounded out to the second baseman back in the third. That catches the outside corner, 0-1 the count here on Mogul. There's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Smith gathers, rocks back, and the 0-2. Strike three, pull the chainsaw, and that will end the ball game here tonight. as your Wapahani Lady Raiders are victorious over the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels. 12-2 is the final score here in this one. Make sure to stick around. We'll have our Raiders Live postgame show coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Hi, I'm Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate. Our company's mantra has been and will always be humans over houses. For the last several years, we have been able to help people follow our mission statement, which is enriching lives by helping people find their next home. Next Home Elite Real Estate has premier real estate agents ready to assist you with commercial properties, new construction, residential homes, or investment properties, no matter if you are looking to purchase or to sell. We are skilled negotiators, tenacious marketers, and fearless advocates for our clients. We want them to feel the passion we have for what we do and the professionalism we exemplify while we do it. Our clients depend on us to have grit and determination when we represent them. We roll up our sleeves and get to work. Every interaction, every time.
Hi, I'm Tara.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hi, I'm Seth.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
We stand for doing the right thing, even when it's not convenient. We deliver integrity in all we do through our uncompromising ethical principles and values. Our clients count on us not to only help them buy or sell their home, but to make sure the process is infused with joy. We strive to bring a smile to their faces as they enter the next phase of their lives. Call Next Home Elite Real Estate today. We are here to help you.
Digs it out. Hunzinger with a setup to Rivers. Rivers delivers. Over to the corner to Baker on the way from downtown. There's Baker right there with the rainmaker. Drives, finds Camden Bell. Right wing three is up. And good. Yes. Camden Bell making a rain, baby. Harold for battling in this bat so far. The 1-2 pitch. Gets her swinging for strike three. A job well done by Zoe Koger, getting the strikeout for out. 3-1. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left center field, and gone! Quentin James with a big fly of his own, a 2-run shot. All right, folks, welcome back here on our Raiders Live postgame show, again presented by Taylor Architects, Inc., a proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network. Is your Wapahani Lady Raiders are on the smiling side of the scoreboard here this evening as they defeat the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels 12-2. Again, your final line score here this evening, as you can see there on your screen, Randolph Southern, 2 runs on 2 hits, 5 errors in the ballgame here tonight. Wapahani, 12 runs on 9 hits, no errors here tonight. Again, your winning pitcher of record, Zoe Koger, pitched really outstanding. 4 innings, 1 run. I believe had 6 strikeouts on the night, 6 or 7 strikeouts on the night. Really attacked the zone and really went after these hitters to where, they weren't able to get comfortable there at the plate. And getting ahead of each one of these batters, so important. And so great job there by her. Great job defensively behind her. We got the bats going early and often throughout the evening, and just a great win. No doubt that you want to play well every ball game, but especially to get a win at home, get an MEC conference victory. 2 things that are extremely important, and the Raiders were able to get the job done here tonight, and now improved to 3-11 on the season and 2-4 in MEC conference play. So a great job there by the ladies. Again, you can see Wapahani back in action. That will be on, that is May the 11th. So what is that, next Monday, next Tuesday? Let's see here. Yeah, I believe that would be next Tuesday. That will be there against the Lapel Lady Bulldogs right here at home. So, again, just a reminder there for that. We'll be back out here. I can't remember if it's next week or the following week. I believe it might be the following week. We're trying to, in all honesty, folks, we're trying to get as many games in as we can that we're allowed, I guess, essentially to, given, our parameters here, so to speak. So we're trying to do everything we can to cover baseball and softball, make sure that it's fair for everybody, because everybody deserves the recognition. And it's a lot of fun, come out here and enjoy a ball game. And hopefully we'll continue to see a lot more wins here for this Lady Raiders softball team throughout the rest of the regular season and postseason play. Again, we only have about 2 weeks left of the regular season anyway, so then we'll start off sectionals there at Madison Grant here in a couple weeks. So just something to look forward to there. But we did want to take some time here also, and once again thank all of our sponsors. So these are all of our sponsors here this evening. A couple that we didn't necessarily get to because we don't have commercials for. We would like to thank Next Home Elite Real Estate hometown realtor Courtney Felton. Great teams, one with heart, hustle, communication, and trust. And those are some great values that Next Home Elite Real Estate hometown realtor Courtney Felton brings to every real estate move. Again, whether you're buying or selling, she is there to use our local roots to meet your real estate needs every step of the way. Call Courtney Felton at 765-748-6334 for all of your real estate needs. Also, a big thanks here to Henry Community Health Director of Sports Medicine, Tony Cox. For all of your rehab and recovery needs, contact Tony Cox with Henry Community Health Sports Medicine Performance Enhancement at 765-521-1131 and make your appointment now. Again, last few things I'd like to mention here tonight. The Wapahani Raider baseball team currently now on top. They were down 3-0, then got it to 3-1, and currently lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning over there at Brian J. Dudley Field. So hopefully Wapahani can keep trending in the right direction and come up with a big county, essentially inter-county victory there tonight. Again, the county tournament will start next week. That's going to be at Yorktown. So looking forward to seeing the Raider baseball team and